internet, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to discuss a swing trading idea for Spider, which is SPY, the symbol, and the date is 11/11/2019. So let's begin with this video. Today we are going to talk about what the market is doing, and I'm gonna talk about how to trade SPY at the position which is 308.95. And I want to tell you before I begin that what the market is going to do and what this idea is. There are a few things that I need to discuss here. Basically, I had another channel where I was posting all the information on SPY and the stock market, but then I decided to make another channel completely for stock market because that channel was having all other content that I make which is not related to stock market, that is related to my life in Canada as a Canadian and all that. So I thought to just because people sometimes just don't want to see the content, and then it was creating some search engine optimization problems for me. The algorithm was not giving me the volume that I was looking for. That is why I decided to make a completely different channel, and this is my first video on this channel. So most probably, if you have not subscribed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and on the bell notification so you can get the updates that I'm gonna post, like literally almost depending on the situation and what the market is doing. I'll be posting regularly on this channel, so make sure you are here to learn about all the tradings that I do and the swing ideas, and even sometimes I'm also sharing day trading ideas depending on if I'm live on the market in the day. So let's begin with this idea. For those who don't know my trading style, basically I trade SPY only. I have been using options and stock market, the shares, both of them. But my preference for swing trading is always just the shares rather than using options, because options have this really bad thing, IV, that we cannot control in any way. And even if you're in a winning position, a change in IV can literally destroy everything for you. So I would suggest, if you're actually interested in trading options, just to make sure you're trading intraday and you're trading for a particular time frame. For example, if you start a trade within 15 minutes time frame, make sure you close your trade within 15 minutes, even if you're in a losing position, because you cannot control IV ever. So that is going to hurt your complete, you cannot control it, even if your direction is correct, even if your strategy is correct, even if you're reading the chart correctly, the technicals, the fundamentals, everything is correct, but you cannot change it in any way. So the best thing for that is just to use options for a particular time frame. And if you're using, like, I would suggest use either 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes if you're doing options, and not even 30 minutes in or hourly chart, because they actually take you into the other day, and that can again hurt you completely. One day you'll have IV very less, the other day you'll have it very high or something like that. That can completely destroy your position. Anyways, let's begin with this video. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, that I'm going to talk about a swing trading idea that I had already posted, and the market is still putting me in profit. And I'm going to show you how. This is basically tradingview.com, and this was the idea that I posted on 28th of October, which was a long position on SPY. And this is where I posted the idea when the market was on 303.34. This was the level, and I said the market will go up here, and I drew fibs to see the next natural resistance for the stock market, for SPY in particular. And when you press this play button, you will get to know what the market did, and you can see it is still going up in this direction that I have posted. This is the idea basically, but now let's begin and discuss how I drew this chart, how I thought that the market is going to go long, and what were my method, what are my indicators, what is my method, and all that. So let's go. Okay, there's another thing. Since this is a swing trade idea, so even if the market is in an uptrend, that does not mean you're not going to see a low red day in the market. That does not a long a long position does not, in a swing trade, does not mean that you're just going to see a direct upward movement. There are always ups and downs, and that is pretty common for everybody to understand. Okay, let's begin with how I am reading this chart, that why is it going to go to this 3.13 level. So this is the daily chart right now. As you guys can see how I drew this chart. This is the last leg of the market, the downward trend, the downward trend. And this is the trend where I drew the fibs from this point to this point. Okay, now there are many traders that draw fibs in a different way. Some of them say that the wick should not, the tail of the market of a candlestick should not, or if you some also call it a shadow, should not be included while drawing the fibs, because the price did not stay there. For me, it's kind of different. Sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I'll not use it, depending on what my other calculations tell me. In this I have used it, and the reason is that here the market was actually not in the overbought position. If it's in the if the market was hitting this RSI 60, you can see it was not in the over sold position. So I thought that okay, this is where the price was going, this is where the price did stay for a while. And even if you go on the lower time frames, you'll actually see that it would have stayed. No, it was not just a random wick or shadow, not a very fast one, but rather there were some buyers or sellers there for some time, and then it started moving upward. This was the top, and this is the bottom of this downward trend. When I drew this fibs, then there was a retracement upward. Now you can see that here is the 50% of this fibs. Here's the secret, the big secret that I have already disclosed in my previous videos, but disclosing it once more for all those that are subscribing or watching this video for the first time. I'm gonna leave some links in the description box below for you guys to go back on those links that I've already posted, and you can actually see what I spoke about in those videos, and then you can actually if I'm missing a point or anything, you can actually start making sense of what I'm mentioning here. So this is the retracement. This is called the retracement. When a trend ends, the market goes into another direction, the total opposite direction, and that's called a retracement. If the retracement is more than 50%, then the market will move towards the direction of the retracement. If the retracement is less than 50%, the market will not move in the direction of retracement. Let me repeat it in other words, that see, here the trend was downward and the retracement is upward, and this is more than 50%. You can see this candle, this red candle with the wick, did move more than 50% upwards, and this means it was a retracement upward. So the next direction of the market is upward. The market, when completes the trend, the next direction will be upward. So one might ask, then what is this? Why did it come down before? This is called the retest of the price, and here is actually where the market starts trapping people or trapping traders for giving an indication that I'm either moving sideways or stuff like that. Another reason is this blue line that you can see is SMA 50. SMA 50 is like a magnet to the price action of a market. If the price goes too much higher, it will always come towards SMA 50 downwards. If the price goes downwards, like here, in fact, it will always move upwards towards the price. So SMA 50 is like a magnet for price action. The best use of SMA 50 is always in the intraday, in the lower time frame, but here I'm just mentioning it for the reason for the purpose of understanding. Other reasons, here right now, since the SMA 50 is pretty far away, that is why we are going to see kind of slow movement upwards towards this direction. And when it gets closer to SMA 50, we will see a complete pullover towards this target, which is 313. So if you guys see a pull down, it's a good point where you can still use this trading, use this day, or use that particular day to enter this trade and make some profit. Now let's move on to lower time frame, what the lower time frames are doing. We're moving on to hourly. I'm just going to see what the hourly is doing. This is the hourly chart, and if you go back in time, you can see really great negative divergence happening in the market. What does that mean? It means the sellers have started to get in the market. If there are sellers in the market, why is the market moving upwards? Basically, these and how am I saying that the market is in negative divergence? Let me explain this first. This is called moving averages convergence divergence. This here, MACD, is moving averages convergence divergence. If you see the price here, it is moving upwards while the MACD is coming downwards. Then it's just, if you see this high and this high, they're almost, this is a lower high, like they are literally almost equal highs, or you can say this one is a bit lower high and this is a higher, while the price is moving upward. Then we can see another negative divergence taking place. The price is going upwards here while the MACD is coming downwards. So if there is, why is the price actually not falling even if the MACD, sorry, even if there are sellers getting into the market, and even if it is called negative divergence? Because unless the market is going to have enough sellers to drop the market really fast in the next move, in the next trend, it will keep going up towards the target that has already been mentioned in the higher time frame, which was the daily chart. And when the market is, another way to see when the market is actually going to fall is when the market will be below this MACD zero level. This is the line here that you see is the zero level. When the MACD comes below this, it will fall really big and really fast. Now let's go to another time frame, which is even the lower time frame, 15 minutes, and see what the market was doing here. Today was literally a pretty flat day. I'm not sure even if there was a news coming out today, because what the news or the fundamentals of the market do is not change the direction or not decide the direction, which is usually a common conception among traders, technical traders, or fundamental traders. They think that, like, fundamental traders would say that it is the fundamentals that actually decide the direction of the market, while technical traders would say they do not believe in the fundamentals at all. For me, I would say fundamentals of a stock are actually kind of accelerator button, which would rather increase the velocity of the trading session or would decrease the velocity of a trading session, and they are not someone that would decide the direction of the market until if there is a completely breaking news, like something completely out of the blue or something like that. Other than that, earnings and all these things are never going to decide the direction of the stock market. It is always the technicals that would be, that should be used to decide what the market is doing and what it will do next. So in the 15-minute chart, you can see that it was flat, and so was the market. Now going lower to the 5-minute chart, I'm just doing this so that you guys can actually understand what is happening. On the 5-minute chart, again, there is nothing happening, only simple as MACD is moving, so is the price action. Guys, again, I want to tell you that MACD or any other indicator would never tell you the direction of the market. The direction of the market is supposed to be read by you solely using the indicator. For example, a sign, a plus sign or a minus sign or a divide sign will never tell you what the answer is going to be. They are just things which are called as methods to get the answers for particular questions, right? So are the indicators. Many people think that indicators are something that will tell you the direction. It is correct in a sense, but not completely. This is it for now, guys. One more time, I'm going to leave some links in the description box where you can go back to my some videos and see what I had been posting there, and this will help you guys in understanding my methods and everything. I hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a comment below and let me know what are your questions, and what would you want me to address in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.